guys, Ralph here. True Power Trumpet Fitness, and welcome to terrific Thursday. Anyway, another beautiful day. Sun's out. It's going to be cold again. I did get out on a bike yesterday. Come hell or high water, it was glorious. But not going to make it today. I'm out straight with students teaching all day. Some kettlebell, some trumpet, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you saw the thumbnail. Do not use a practice mute. Never use a practice mute. I'll explain in a minute. And I've not played yet. This is first thing in the morning. So let's go and see what we got. Anyway, how's that for warm up? Double C's and Arbin. That was one of those duets in the back of the book. It was called Silent Sorrow by Weber, I guess. Those are very nice tunes. Very nice tunes. Some really good composers, Mendelssohn and Donizetti and Verdi and all that sort of stuff. And they're really nice tunes transposed into trumpet-like keys, and they are wonderful. The reason I played it is it was just happened to be on the stand. One of my students is auditioning for the high school band on Saturday, and they needed sight reading. And those are great for sight reading. Very trumpet-like. Anyway, before I get going on the mutes, pet peeve of mine, let me air a little bit. Now, this is a middle school kid, hugely talented, G's above high, C better than mine, okay, is auditioning for the high school band, okay? And guess what is on the audition? Two things. Scales, very simple scales. F, G, key of F, G, B flat, C, D, and 2-octave G. Very simple scales. Nothing out of the staff. And sight reading. That's it. Now that is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. Now I'm not using the names. I'm not telling you who it is and what state it is and all this sort of stuff. The most asinine thing I have ever heard in my life. You've got a 13-year-old kid who can play the first movement of the Haydn, the second movement of the Haydn, Trumpeter's Lullaby, the first characteristic study. Don't listen to something that he's prepared and can play well. No. Judge him on something he's never seen before. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. And there isn't a high school program in the world that doesn't beat those tunes to death. There is never any reason whatsoever for them that they sight read, ever. And to judge them on sight reading is just shows your ignorance, okay? The music world, there's no sight reading. You think the New York Philharmonic sight reads anything? How many times do you think Vacchiano played Petrushka in his life? Thousands. Broadway shows, they're sight reading. Every once in a while you get into a little bit with studio work, but even then, you never tape something the first time. You run through it for Volume levels, you run through it for this, that, you plug, you put. There's no sight reading. There's no sight reading in music, barely. And for them to judge a 13-year-old kid on scales and sight reading is asinine. So, there you go. Anyway, practice mutes. Guys, it's the worst thing you can do. Now, I take that back. A Bach mouthpiece is the worst thing you can do. The second worst thing you can do is a practice mute. Okay? And a Bach mouthpiece and a practice mute, you have no chance. You have no chance. Anyway, they stink. They're foolish. Some of them are very high tech, and you can put the earplugs in. That has nothing to do with it. The minute you put a mute in the bell of your horn, you completely change the compression. Completely change the compression. And it throws everything off, and it screws you up. Now, I'm saying throwing a straight mute while, to play some ditty. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about putting it in a mute so nobody can hear you, and you're practicing for an hour, 2, 3. That's the worst thing you can do for your chops. I've had so many students just completely ruined with practice mutes. Now, nobody's been on the road more than I have. And I understand that sometimes, playing in hotel rooms and everything is not great. I suggest a couple things. First of all, go out and find yourself a park, a wooded area, and literally go out in the woods and blow free. I've done it dozens of times, and it works fine. Okay? The only thing about woods, outside, needless to say, the acoustics are weird, and it tends to overblow. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Everything tends to overblow. Certainly, a practice mute will tend to have you overblowing, for sure. But please, it's ridiculous. You end up looking like Dizzy Gillespie. Go outside and play. Go out in the parking lot. Okay? Whatever. And play free. Number 2, just spit buzz. Guys, if your compression is right, that's all you need. Spit buzz. And wait till you get to the theater. Wait till you get to the hotel, wherever you're playing. And then go do a little warming up over in the corner. And play nice, and you'll be fine. If you're on the road, which I was, as I said, for a lot, instead of go to the theater. Yeah. Bring the custodians, a 6-pack of beer or something. Get to know the custodians. They'll let you in the back door. They don't care. And you just go sit down in the pit and practice to your heart's content. I've done that a lot, and it works fine. It works fine. You're by yourself. You're out in the theater. A lot of times the acoustics are great, better than your hotel room. The hotel room, literally stick your horn in the closet and try to muffle it somehow. Look, Doc Severinsen practiced in hotel rooms. Now, he gets away with it. I get it, because he's Doc Severinsen. He actually calls ahead, and if he's staying at the Plaza or the Waldorf Astoria or something, look, I'm going to be practicing from 9 to 12. No problem, Mr. Severinsen. So anyway, I mean, we don't have that. We don't have that grace period that he has. But guys, they are the worst things you can do. All of them. I'm not even going to say one is better than the other. It could be anything. It could be a harmony mute, a straight mute. I'm not going to use, one, advocate one style over another or one company over another. There's just the concept of playing with something like a rag in your bell, the mute, whatever. It completely throws off the blow, and ultimately it just wreaks havoc on your chops and your compression. It's the worst thing you can do. Guys, spit buzzing is wonderful. Sit in your room and spit buzz your heart content when you're on the road. Trust me. If you trust the spit buzzing, I guarantee it'll be a better warm-up. You can spit buzz any routine you want. There's your warm-up. There's your practice session. Now, is that boring? You bet. Okay, but it is better for your chops than a practice meal. Okay, guys, that's it for today. We'll talk again tomorrow, and eat and drink fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Love you all.